Listen to me, in our traditional world, between the man and the woman, who leaves their parents? The woman. When a woman leaves her parents, she drops the name of her parent and adopts the name of the man as a sign that she has left. But you see, so that marriage can perfectly depict the mystery of Christ and the church, God ensures that it is the man that leaves. The Bible says, for this cause a man shall leave his father and his mother, because it was Christ that left his father in heaven and came on earth to be cleaved to the church. And God in his wisdom sometimes ensures that men go through a lot of stress and pain just to win the heart of a girl. You crack jokes, she won't laugh. You have proposed to her 20 times. She keeps saying no. Bro, just before you get discouraged, I want you to know that God could just be using the scenario between you and her to play out a story, an ancient mystery of why we were yet sinners. Christ came and died for us to cleave to the church. Even when Jesus paid the price on the cross, the veil of the temple was divided from top down. That is symbolic of how a man on wedding night, he enters into his wife, and something called hymen is divided from top down. And when that division happens, fellowship begins, and the woman conceives for the man, and after 9 months she delivers. And God is saying, perfect. I want to depict the mystery of how when the church fellowship with the Christ, they bet exploit. The Bible says, they that know their God, they that have fellowship with their God, they shall be strong and they shall bet exploit. Do you now realize that not until Jesus paid the price on the cross, the veil of the temple was not divided? So when you divide the hymen of a lady before you pay her bride price, you have tampered with the beautiful love story of Christ and the church that God is trying to depict with your relationship. And that is why fornication is not just a sin, it's an abomination. So, Oga, if you want to have sex, my friend, go and pay the bride price. Go to the cross. I remember when Bro John was planning to get married. It was like 1 month to wedding. I just discovered that every now and then his eyes were always red. He would be sweating under AC. And I asked him, I said, bro, are you okay? Say, sir, the price of everything is not expensive. I just looked at him and said, endure the cross. Because before you cleave, you must go through the cross. And now Bro John has gone through the cross. He has endured the pain. And now he's living in the holies of what? Holies. So, whenever God sees a man in perfect harmony with his wife, the blessing at the back of Christ and the church is bestowed upon their marriage, because they have aligned perfectly with the storyline, the ancient mystery. And this is what happens when you see a man that used to be very broke. The moment he manages to get married, all of a sudden, doors begins to open. Things begin to happen for him. And people are like, hey, yeah, marriage is a blessing. Okay, marriage is not a blessing. It is the mystery of Christ and the church at the back of their marriage that is the blessing. You go and marry, abuse your wife, insult your wife, beat her, keep malice with your husband, and let's see whether marriage on its own is a blessing. You will realize that the same thing that was intended to be a blessing will be a frustration, because you have not aligned perfectly with Christ and the church. And this is why Paul said, husband, love your wife, even as Christ also loved the church and gave himself for it. And to the wife he said, submit yourself to your husband as unto the Lord. It's not about the wife and the husband. It's about who? Christ and the church.